What's up guys, Sam Rebels Off-Road. We are back with the new update on the Ridge, the Kawasaki Ridge, and today is the day in which the full revealing is going to be taking place. It's going to be happening at 9:30 Eastern Standard Time, which is coming up really soon, and so we're going to be taking a first look at it. I know there's been some pictures and stuff online that circulated a couple hours ahead of the official release. But we're gonna go ahead and watch the actual official release, and then we'll talk about some of the specs and talk about our first impression of this new Kawasaki Ridge side-by-side and see if any of our predictions were right. Go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't yet. We're gonna get started in this video of the new Kawasaki Ridge release. All right, we're less than 1 minute and 30 seconds to the big reveal of the Kawasaki Ridge. So we're gonna stay tuned and check this out. Super excited to see what Kawasaki has come out with in this one. Probably gonna be a little disappointed, just putting that out there, but still super excited to see what level of technology they're bringing to the table with this all new Ridge. So here we go. I'm super excited. Got this little countdown timer going on. Hopefully it's something good. Mentioned I did see some of the pictures already. Not exactly what I was expecting, but also looks pretty cool. So yeah, 30 seconds to go. All right, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we got another timer, another minute till countdown, basically. This is similar to one of the last teasers they had. Kind of the mountainous area. Some pretty outdoor scenery. Farm, some little hints there. Some more kind of farmland area. This is kind of setting the scene for what this is going to be for. These are all the teasers that we've already covered here. This is a picture of the hood here.
Introducing a new era in off-roading, where advanced performance and automotive-inspired features meet in a side-by-side. This is Kawasaki Ridge. At the core is a Kawasaki inline 4-cylinder engine that raises the side-by-side standard to entirely new heights.
It's that 4-cylinder engine.
Pair with an exceptionally smooth ride to offer an elevated experience.
There's that center dash.
This is peak premium performance. You are now looking at the most powerful Kawasaki side-by-side engine ever built. Ridge is powered by a groundbreaking 999cc Kawasaki inline 4-cylinder engine that was precision engineered for smooth power and less vibration. 4 cylinders won't just help you get the job done. It'll revolutionize your workday with precise speed control and smooth throttle response. Change the way you think about off-roading. Ridge delivers power in a way that lets you confidently scale challenging terrain, even with precious cargo.
It's very reminiscent of like the Ranger.
This high-performance power plant doesn't hold back. Unprecedented acceleration and exciting top-end power is always on tap, ready to let loose when you are.
All right, 116 horsepower.
With Ridge,
It's not too bad.
Automotive-inspired driving experience that's never been felt before in a side-by-side.
right, got a little nice tailgate, looks like.
This isn't your typical side-by-side cabin.
So this is mainly for people around the farm, it looks like, but has little trail options as well.
Combines high performance with automotive-inspired fit and finish for an elevated off-roading experience. The spacious cabin draws you in with thoughtful design throughout. Inside, a truly immersive interior with a new level of technological sophistication.
There's the map system.
It's an entirely new way to experience a Kawasaki side-by-side.
Nice, got the interior lighting already on tap there.
It's time to smooth out the rugged peaks of off-roading. Ridge was designed to prioritize comfort and stability above all else. The way chassis and suspension work together is an art form, providing an unparalleled ride experience for work or play. A true four-wheel drive system feeds power to each wheel individually, and with front and rear locking differentials on Ridge XR models, you'll have ideal traction for every situation at your fingertips.
Basically a turf mode.
This level of performance may not always be needed, but when it is, you'll be ready.
Saw that was 14 inches of ground clearance, 13 to 14 inches of ground clearance. That's basically exactly what we had predicted. So, not surprised there.
Stay dry, clean, and comfortable in any weather. Ridge HVAC models put you in control of your own climate inside an automotive-inspired cabin that's full.
There's that windshield wiper in full cab. There's that AC control. Glass windshield, nice. And glass doors, nice.
Breeze through scorching trails on the hottest days without breaking a sweat.
There's that AC.
Warm up quickly on cold days and stay warm.
Hey, look, there's the shifter right where I said it would be. Nice.
Now adventure doesn't have to wait for a picture-perfect day.
Looks like it's got front cameras. That's cool. Front and rear, maybe.
Kawasaki craftsmanship shines brightest in the details. Throughout Ridge, you'll feel the difference in comfort and quality. Precisely designed and tested, every single component prioritizes an outstanding ride quality that's meant to stand the test of time. This means that Ridge won't let you down when you need it most. Kawasaki's reputation for building reliable side-by-sides didn't come overnight. It was earned. And the latest proof is a first-class ride that's built to last.
Yep, so there we go. This is the updated Mule, basically. Long overdue. The Mule came out in 1988, so...
This is your official invitation to experience off-roading at its finest. 4 groundbreaking Ridge models deliver premium comfort in the outdoors, where premium comfort is not expected. For enhanced trail capability, 3 highly capable Ridge XR models are equipped to take you farther with more horsepower, trail-tuned suspension settings, larger tires, and more.
Nice.
Along with a wide range of models, there are over 50
Saw those
accessories available, so you can
There we go. That's what I was talking about, the accessories there. They already have those all planned out. That's really nice.
elevate your off-road experience with Ridge side-by-sides.
Okay, heading on over to the Kawasaki website to check out some of the specs on these Ridge models. So basically what we're seeing is there's 2 different ones. It's the all-new Ridge which is the base 92 horsepower. And then there's the Ridge XR, which will be coming out later, which would be the 116 horsepower version. And so let's go ahead and explore the Ridge first, and then we'll go into the Ridge XR and talk about that a little bit. It looks like it's going to come with a roof on all of the models, which is nice to have that as standard equipment. Looks like the standard one has LED lighting, has 27-inch tires, has the half doors and storage, and has steel wheel wells, which is nice. That means it'd be more durable. No sticks and stuff are going to go up through the wheel wells when you're off-roading or, you know, bombing around the farm. Alternator is going to be 85 amps. The capability is going to come with 27-inch tires, and the suspension travel on this is very disappointed, unfortunately. The front's going to have 12.7 inches of suspension travel, and the rear is going to have 10.1 inches of suspension travel. Now, this is very disappointing because, you know, some of these side-by-sides coming out these days are having in the 20-inch range of suspension travel, and that's going to be a much more plush ride. Now, I'm not going to count this one out for a nice ride though, because it looks like the coil springs on this is actually designed very well for a single rate coil spring. It looks like it was kind of, I don't really know the term for it, but basically where the coil spring binds up and then the second rate of spring comes into play. I know that some Jeeps have that on it. I think, what is it, like Metal Cloak was a brand that came out with coil springs like that for the Jeeps back in the day, that made the suspension ride very nice for a single rate coil spring. So having that is, you know, probably going to be pretty good. So 14-inch aluminum wheels, that's pretty standard. Gonna have almost 13 gallons of fuel. Dual hydraulic disc brakes. Good. Towing capacity is going to be 2,000 pounds, which is really good. That's right in line with the Ranger as well. Let's go ahead and compare the three different Ridge models. We're not going to compare the base one. I'm just going to tell you what the upgrades are on it. You know, basically all of the standard stuff, and then I'll mention the differences. So, starting off, the Ranch Edition, that's the step up from the base, and they're all going to have the same powertrain, all going to have the same engine, horsepower, stuff like that. It's really going to come down into the capability on that. The one thing that you're going to notice is on the base one, it's going to be a little bit higher ground clearance at 13 and 14 inches. The Ranch Edition is going to squat just a little bit. I think that is due to the addition of the worn winch, but I'm not sure. On all the rest of them, it is 12.6 and 13.6 ground clearance. So that is, you know, kind of the standard there. All going to have the same fuel capacity, turning radius, all of that stuff. The cargo bed capacity is going to be the same. It's going to be that 1,000 pounds. That's similar to like the Polaris Ranger, so right in line with that. The dimensions are all going to be the same on the bed. The payload capacity is all going to be the same. They're all going to have three-person bench seat, and they're all going to have a towing capacity of 2,000 pounds and all LED lighting. So then we get down into the details, and this is where they really are the differentiating, I believe. They're all going to be basically the same overall length and overall width. The overall height is going to change very slightly between them. Not really that big a deal, pretty negligible, I would say. The curb weight is going to be different. So the base model Ridge is going to be the absolute lightest, then the Ranch, then the Ridge, and then the Limited. And that is just because of the additional accessories that keep on adding up as you go between those models. Even the base model though is still quite heavy at 1,876 pounds curb weight. That is still a few hundred pounds heavier than the Polaris Ranger 1000. So once again, Kawasaki is going to be one of the heavier ones out there. We'll see about quality, but just note that And then the most heavy one, being the Limited, is going to be over 2,000 pounds. So keep that in mind. They're all going to have the typical instrument cluster. All that's going to be the same. All that is, you know, pretty standard. Then when you go to the additional features, this is where you start seeing the difference. So on the base, it does not come with a winch. On the Ranch, it does come with a winch. It comes with the Warn VRX 4500 winch. And that is the main thing that's different between the Ranch and the base model, besides the color. Then you're going to step it up to the Ridge HVAC, and that one is going to be coming with the HVAC, obviously, and the full cab. It's going to have all the same features with the adjustable driver's seat, ergo fit, the full color display and connectivity and USB ports, KQR system and all of that. And that's going to be a candy persimmon red. And then you get to the Limited. The Ridge Limited is going to come in at $33,499. That's going to be probably the peak one. That's going to have all of the added standard equipment. It's going to have that guard for the bumper like we talked about. It's going to have your windshield wipers. It's going to have the full enclosed cab with the winch and the HVAC stuff. It's going to have your audio system. That's one of the things that we kind of talked about as well, maybe having an audio system. It is going to have an audio system option already coming in there. And then it's going to have the Garmin navigation system, which is pretty awesome to have that standard on there. All the rest of the connectivity and stuff like that. But there's going to be some slight variations. There's going to be a different bumper and some other small changes in that one as well. Then moving on to the Ridge HVAC, it's going to be a little less, at coming out around $30,000. And basically what that is going to be all of the same thing as the Limited, but without some of those accessories like the winch and like the bumper, headlight guards and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. Then the Ranch Edition is going to be, I believe, one of the cheaper options. Probably not the cheapest option. I think that just plain Ridge is going to be the cheapest option, but the Ranch Edition is going to have a Warn VRX winch, and it's going to have a Ranch Edition emblem. So, you know, not a whole lot additional there, probably just the winch, it being the main factor between the Ranch Edition and the just regular Ridge Edition. All of them are going to have a 3-year limited warranty, and then the optional Kawasaki Plus, which can be 12 months, 24, 36, or 48 months. So that's really solid warranty on that. And so, yeah, that is basically the differences between the different models. I also noticed that on the Limited, I think it comes with a forward camera and a rear camera, whereas on the other models, it does not. Maybe an additional add-on you can add to the other ones, but I didn't see it come standard. So that is that. So then when we go over to the Ridge XR, this one is going to be the more performance-based one. This one is going to be more in line with the Ranger 1500 model that Polaris has. And it's going to have 116 horsepower, which is actually more than the Polaris 1500. So that's really good. All the rest of it is going to be very similar to the Ridge, other than it's going to have a front and rear locker, which is good. Usually side by sides, the rear is fully locked, and that will tear up your grass and stuff like that. So that's cool that it has a front and rear locker. I don't really see much of any other difference. It's going to be coming out in 2025, most likely. It says spring 2024 or later. Let's just assume it's going to be 2025. Everything else seems to be pretty much standard besides the ground clearance. It's going to have additional ground clearance over the Ridge as well. So let's go ahead and check that out. So the torque is going to be 73.8 foot-pounds of torque. I'm sure that the only difference between the these two vehicles as far as the output is probably just in the tune. So that's, you know, is what it is. You might be able to tune your Ridge to get that much horsepower. Other than that, it looks a little bit different. The bumper's a little bit different. The body lines are a little bit different. This one has a little bit more mean look to it, I think. It's going to have 30-inch tires instead of the 27-inch tires, and that might be what makes up the difference in the ground clearance. I think that is actually what makes up the difference in the ground clearance. So it's just bigger tires. So basically all the same, other than that, same capacity, same seating. No, I'm sorry, not the same seating. It's going to be 2 bucket seats instead of the bench seat in the Ridge. So if you want to have that extra person sit, you might want to go with the Ridge in that case. Other than that, looks all very similar, comparison. And so, yeah, looking forward to this Ridge XR. Way more than the Ridge. Honestly, this seems like it's a much better fit. It's going to be taking on the Polaris Ranger 1500. And I think that this is going to probably do better. Besides the suspension, which is yet to be seen, this is not Fox shocks that I can tell. So it may be a little bit less in the suspension department, but we'll see. One of the other things I didn't mention is that there's no 4-seater option at this time. Maybe there'll be one in later times, and I would hope so, because so many people are going to 4-seaters these days, but there's no 4-seater option in this initial release. Supercharger, doesn't it? That sounds mean. That sounds like it could be a supercharger, and it says coming in 2025. So all right, so that is it for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you don't mind, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe for more great content. We have a subscriber ride coming up. You can find out more details on that at our Facebook page, Rebels Off-Road Official. We're gonna have a great time out there, so go ahead and check that out, and go ahead and subscribe if you haven't yet. Doing so is free, and there's really not a good reason why you wouldn't. You keep up to date on all the good action, rides, reviews, everything like that. So go ahead and do that now, and we'll see you next time.
Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I don't lie at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning.